Good morning, Bantam. Happy Friday. Well, not so happy from me. I woke up grumpy, but we're all good with that. We're here now. That time of the month, full moon last night. I swear when I think I heard before that when the wind's blowing a certain way, that affects your mood also. So I'm feeling a little bit like, ugh, but got my coffee, had a little bit of a giggle. So pull up, try and cheer me up. If I pretty much just want to rumble. That's what I feel. Yeah, with some gloves, I just need to throw some hands for about 10 minutes, and I bet you I'll be calm again.
I tell you what, I shouldn't have contacted Fair Go. I should have just contacted you.
You could have, yeah. You could have just come straight to the source, God, and we could have just been like, let's sort it out. Yeah. But no, pull out with your morning coffee. I'm sure I'll get over myself. Be good to see everyone this morning. So, how are we? You're obviously better than me, bro. How are you?
Oh, I'm still tired. Believe me, my little shitbag of a son decided to wake me up at Sparrow's fart and push me out of bed. So, I'll send you a photo a little bit later on. But I had to lie on the couch next to him so he could play Roblox on the floor next to me. And so I'm curled up on a little duvet, going, "This is just, I did not expect to be doing this when I'm 41, but there you go.
Here you are doing it, and I mean,
here I am.
The weather is a bit of a mood too. So, if you want to put your little bit of frustrations in the chat, so we can let it go, blow in the wind, be more than welcome. But don't forget to bring the good vibes as well.
Yeah.
It is Friday. Another day.
And I sorry, I was going to jump in. I just watched probably the worst movie. You know how you said, I might watch a movie. So I jumped on Netflix. Yeah. And I've been wanting to tell someone this all day. And it's called Cosmic Sin. And it's got Bruce Willis in it. And I was like, oh, yeah, this will be dope. Worst thing I've ever seen. I watched the whole movie and I still don't understand it.
So did you how come you didn't stop it earlier? Do you have to get
because
to
I was like, surely this gets better. And it didn't. And then I looked on Rotten Tomatoes and it had like a 1.1 out of 100.
What's Rotten Tomatoes?
It's like where movie critics write their reviews.
Right.
And it's like it has one of the worst ratings. It's almost negative.
Holy.
And I was just like, damn. And you think it'd get better, and it's like it started off. I was like, oh, this actually might be all right, and then it just went to shit after that.
Is it? But oh yeah, I see. Once the movie, if the first 10 minutes isn't good, I kind of am like, I'm bored. Pazzo, is that a funny joke? I had a dream last night, and I fingered a gypsy on her period and got my palm read for nothing. It's a good one though.
Yeah.
It's a really good one. Unlucky for you though. But that's wonder if it was worse than Chief's movie. So not gonna watch Bruce Willis Comic Sin then.
Yeah, Cosmic Sin, and it's just
Cosmic
shit.
Sin.
It's on Netflix. Don't watch it. The shorts look amazing. That's it.
See, it's always the ones that you don't know. See, I'm not really a fan of Bruce Willis either. When the wind started, true. How good is Squid Games though, Chores?
Shit, I still haven't seen it.
You have to put something if you watch it in the nighttime, you have to put something funny on after because it is pretty intense. I think we only watch it during the day. I couldn't watch it during the night. That was a bit scary.
Is it really that violent?
Type of violent. It's it's just
all the time, or was it like little violent bits and then lots of story?
Yeah, violent bits, but so every part of the games are violent. Not trying to be a spoiler, but just give everyone a pre-warning on it all.
And do they go back in history with each of the characters and talk about why they got to the games?
Yeah,
they do quite a bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you see the story of each main little character and their backstory, and then Is
there any bad contestants or anything? No, there's a contestant that you just absolutely hate and you want to die, but he never does.
Yeah, the lady, she's pretty lippy. but she also plays she's like the only female on it, but she's just annoying. Like she's just annoying. An annoying character. PlayStation buttons came to life dressed in pink suits, shoot people in green tracksuits. That's a good analysis of it, because that's pretty much it. It was you that was saying that the vans went up in price. The white vans that they got. Have you seen that? The white vans that they wear, the green tracksuits, went up like 200%, like in sales. Those white vans that look like prison shoes went up in sales.
You can imagine at a sevens tournament.
Yeah.
Everyone dressed as.
Oh, Halloween is next week, isn't it? Halloween's next week, and I'm pretty sure Look Sharp is going to be selling out of every type of Squid Games costume you could think of.
I don't think we're doing Halloween this year, are we? Are we allowed to?
No, I'm pretty sure not. Not if we're in whatever level we're on, but I'm sure people will try and make it a thing. But what's our plans for today, bro? How are we? What do we got on the banter?
So basically, we're gonna have a chat about music, because that's kind of what we actually love. And I was kind of reminiscing the other day. I had some music on, and so I had some really old school Three the Hard Way hip hop.
Yeah. So
if you don't know who that is, I can understand, because they were only around for about a year or two, and this is like in 1993, 94.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's right. They were the first gig I ever went to. And so then I was kind of reminiscing about that. And I remember it was Salmonella Dub and Three the Hard Way. So Three the Hard Way opened up, and Salmonella Dub with Tiki with the act. It was down in some shitty little bar in downtown Auckland. I was underage. I don't know how I snuck in. And I had a starter jacket, a Phoenix Suns starter jacket on, and I had red Origin jeans, and I had Puma States on. So I did the worst choice of clothing you could think of. And I couldn't pronounce Salmonella Dub for about 6 months. I kept asking my friend every time I saw him, hey man, what was the band that we went to? And it was Salmonella Dub. And that was my first gig. Oh, I don't know. I just remember going, I can't say this name, or I can't remember. I just couldn't, had like, you listen to a band name, Beastie Boys, you'll know that. But Salmonella Dub, I was like, never heard of it.
It's a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah. And then when you research it, Salmonella is like, hang on, that's like a really bad food poisoning thing from chickens. Why would you name yourself that? So yeah. So that was my first bad experience. I went there on a bus.
Oh, even the bus ride into the concert.
Yeah, caught a 247 from Mount Eden into downtown Auckland, 13, 14 years old, at night. It was like a 10:30, 11 o'clock gig. And this was back when you had to be 20 years and over to get into a bar.
Well, you must have looked 18 by then.
No, what I think happened is that we all went in at the same time. So my mate Sam Benj, who I went with, he was exactly the same. We certainly did not look 20, and we didn't pay anyone off. We just went in with the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
And that was back before they did tickets and all that shit. It was just like, oh, you guys must be here for the band. Come in. You just buy drinks, and that's how they get paid, etc., etc. So
right, like you could just come into the building until it was full, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my first gig. I think I've shared this before. It was Mum won ticket to Destiny's Child on my FM, and I went with my sisters, and that was the first time I seen like Beyonce. No, can't have been Destiny's Child. Like it wasn't anything like New Zealand band type of, like if we're gonna count Kapa Haka performances, then it would probably be that. But like first major concert was like a big one. Oh yeah, Destiny's Child. It was at Ericsson Stadium when it was called Ericsson Stadium. And Mum won the tickets, and it was like a buzz, like because they're American, you saw them on the TV, and can't remember what I wore though, but I just remember just being like, oh my god, is this what a concert? And I just reckon it was like the start of the like going to gigs feeling, like But then if I was to like compare it, because then after that, I think I was still like 12, 13 when I went and saw 50 Cent when he came. And I remember just being like the littlest kid there, but I was with my sister, and I was just like, oh my God, like I'm an actual child going to this adult concert. But it was like a cool experience. Yeah. Any other gigs? Any other gigs that are like memorable to you?
Yeah, I went to at 1994, not long after that one, probably about I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months after. Friends of mine, they had a spare ticket to Rolling Stones at Western Springs, and it was the Voodoo Lounge tour. You know, the big lips with the tongue coming out. That's that tour. I didn't know a Rolling Stones song at all, but we were up on the hill, and I just remember just going, I have never seen this many people in one place before, because Western Springs is huge. And I was like, there's like more people than I thought were in New Zealand, and it was the first time I'd seen drug taking outside of home, like my father and that, and the first time I'd seen non-Māori people do drugs. So I was like more blown away by that. I remember sitting down, and so there's me and my mate, and I think it was his sister and his mum and dad, and then literally like, you know how the bank's like that, and it's probably about, I don't know, a couple of meters away, just off to our right.
Yeah,
there were these like, they would have been in their 50s, kind of like very ZZ Top hippie kind of dudes with a bong, and I knew what a bong was, and they were just sitting there lighting up, and I was going, oh, you can do that. And that was my thing, and I didn't even pay attention to the music. I was just spotting people doing drugs, and we'd go for a walk and have a look. So that was my
there would have been so many people too, because Western Springs is huge. Yellow Brick Road shuffling. Yeah, it actually does. Because even before then, I think they used to have Central Studios, and that was like the underage club where you could go meet boys. I think it was. Everyone from ashore would catch the bus into town. How old do you think? Like, would you put Ayla on a bus like at 13 by herself? Like, what do you think is an appropriate age to learn how to ride the bus?
If it's a school, it'd be all right because it's around other school people. But if she would say, hey, Dad, I want to go on a bus into the city, I'd be like, hey, I'll jump on the bus with you and then make sure you get to the city, and then I'll just go home just so that I know that you know how to get on and off. I would think I would be comfortable doing that. However, if she said, I'm going to do that at night, I'd be like, later, you're not doing that at night. But if it was during the day, yeah, for sure.
Funny, Handy. It's crazy.
I would say to her, if you want me to pick you up, I'll even park 300 meters away from where you are, so you don't look like Dad's picking you up outside of a party or something, so you don't get embarrassed by me. I'll do that. I'd rather do that than be that guy that honks the horn. Oi!
No, that's me. When all the kids start going to the parties, and if I find out where it is, it's we're rocking up. We're rocking out. I'm walking straight in. Who's the adult in here? Who's the adult in here? What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, turn that song up. Yeah, this is a tune. A little bit of low-key secondhand embarrassment for them all.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine I just going, oh, my God, Mum, get Auntie Mo out of here.
Oh, she's the first, and I can't wait. It's going to be like actual auntie rolling in. Like, I feel like it's going to be... I feel like I can't wait to know when that is happening. I think we're having a laugh about it in the weekend about, the kids partying, or like the kids being like, can you drop us off at a party? And we're like, no, find your own way.
It's less than 3 years away.
I know. It's so very soon. Like, very soon. So it's also, I'm in denial about being the parent there. I'm also in denial about that.
It's just I'm kind of in denial, and it's just she's my little baby girl, and gosh, I'm gonna have that one day to just hey, you have to be you now. But Yeah, I'm gonna find that pretty tough.
You
I don't know when she's gonna go to her first gig by herself, because I mean, I should never have gone to concerts the way that I did back in the day.
Would you take her to a gig like now, or just say...
no? You know what I would do? I would say yes. Look, I'll take you and your friends to, I don't know who was that lady that we're talking about that all the young
Olivia
kids are
Rodrigo.
liking? Yeah. So okay, you want to go to Olivia Rodrigo? I'll go with you, but I'm going to wait outside and where the concourse that goes around. I'll wait there. I'll take my phone and I'll make sure I got a couple of games on there, and you go in there and I won't embarrass you. You do your thing and you come out and get me when you need to. If you need food, let me know and I'll go get it for you.
I feel like that's like a full plan, but she doesn't realize that you used to work for internal affairs. You're going to have the full mic on. You're going to have the scope, the MIB glasses on, standing there, like microphone, talking to yourself. Like, yep, she's just walked down the stairs. Yep, she's just come back with drinks.
She is not going in the mosh pit. I can tell you that for free. She's not going anywhere near that. She's going in a seated zone.
Anyone that have teenagers that I think Garnham was talking about it. I think he had like his first New Year's last year where all the kids are like at that age now, and and I think like he was just saying that it was surprisingly good because all the teenagers like the adult type of music, so it was like a good party range in between.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. I am also just in like, what is it? Is it fair? Or like it's like scary to know that's going to be so very soon. And like we can't talk because we all enjoy a party, and we all like to have a good time. So when they see us having a good time, they're like, oh, they want to see that, they want to do that because they see us doing it. So there's a bit of that in it as well. This is how it can work for all of us, AJ. Gosh.
Well, like my Auntie Anna, I mean, bless her heart, she's 60.
Yeah.
And she still thinks that she is 22, right? So when she comes out, she likes to, and I don't actually go out that much, but when I go out up north, she's like, she gets upset if we don't take her out with us. If we go out for a drink, she's like, well, why didn't you invite me?
Please.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of cute, Auntie, but sometimes us cousins just want to hang out together because we don't see each other very often, and so and it's not many places you can go up north to have a quiet drink or a couple and whatever. However, my cousins can't do a couple; they do a couple of hours, and and they go full noise. So it's usually a dangerous time. They've actually never seen me drunk, so they've been hanging out for that. Yeah, maybe that'll happen once I can get out of lockdown. I'll go up north and get smashed.
Have you ever traveled out of like where you've lived for a gig?
Have I? Actually, no, that's a really good question. No, I don't think I have. No, because when I lived in Wellington, I went to Homegrown when I was living in Wellington.
Yeah.
So the answer was no. No, I haven't.
Homegrown, I think it was 2018. We drove down to Wellington for that. LAB 2019 in Hawke's Bay. I feel like if you can go to a concert out of the normal city, it becomes like more of like I think the trip's hyped up more because you're going to see that person. Who else
I did see Shapeshifter in Waihi.
Yeah,
but I was down there for holidays, so I kind of Shapeshifter's on. I'll just go to Shapeshifter.
Yeah, R&B classic R&B where you see all the R&B as well.
Would you go to R&B now, being 32?
Depends on who was playing. Like
say if
it was all the artists that I liked. Yeah, if it was all the artists that I liked, yeah. Like if it was,
but
if
see,
there
you
was
can
more
pass
artists
as 25.
Yeah, but still, I'd get annoyed at all the fucking 18-year-olds. And I honestly, that's why they created Rhythm and Alps, is because R&B was already in that 18 to 21 bracket, and so it was like, I was even like, I think I was like 23, and I was like, I still felt old then. But I reckon if they made because Rhythm and Alps is supposed to be a 21 plus age group, but I reckon if they made one for like the 25 and up, it would be a really cool. I reckon it would generate a lot of money because there's not that many gigs that have that age group. But there is so many people. Yeah, there is so many people there at that age, but there's also so many children. So then I feel like I'm like, oh my God, I have to be responsible because I have seen what I've seen. Another world. KOL in Leeds. What's that? Let me try and Kings of Leon.
Yeah, Kings of Leon. Yeah,
that would have been very good.
Yeah.
See, who did I see? When I lived in Aussie, like festivals were the thing. Like I've used to work to go to a festival when summer would hit, and like it was always like a mission for me and my mate Shy to go to nearly every festival. And that's when like, house music and, all of that was like the unts. That was like the thing. And you could see all the artists because they were going to Aussie. And so I feel like the Aussie festivals like Stereosonic, Superfest, Future Music Festival. Like I saw at Future, I saw, what's it called? Who's Pharrell in that?
NERD?
Yeah, them. Like just artists that you just were like, what in the world? Like they're just here. And that they were like smaller versions of R&B. And then now, I think the only one that I haven't been to is the Byron Bay Festival. That's the only one that I haven't. And what was the other one that they do? What's the other one that they do that I want to really, 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 really want to go? Splendor in the Grass, which is those are Byron Bay Festival and Splendor in the Grass are like the Glastonbury's of Aussie. Those are those types of gigs, like, and they're like on that scale. But yeah, love a good gig. Can't wait till gig season comes back or when we can get out of here so we can attend a gig, right? Yeah.
So I was just thinking,
I
was just thinking, embarrassing times that have been at gigs. Or like I look back at it now and I'm like, oh shit. And this probably comes back to, probably why I kind of like the CrossFit functional type fitness sort of stuff, right? So I can't believe I'm going to say this. So I would get to a gig and like, I don't know, say I'm watching Green Day or Silverchair, whatever band that I was really into at the time. And it gets so hot, right? Because you're in like, you got your jeans and you got your band t-shirt on and that shit would come off, right? The band, and you'd be out there topless, you're shirtless. Probably reason. And I distinctly remember I was at a Green Day gig and I was trying to take my top because it was like caked in sweat. And I was trying to take it off and it got stuck. So I'm in the middle of a mosh pit, right? And it's going off and I'm like this. And some random person had to come and give me a hand to take my t-shirt, of which I lost. And then I had to walk home from the Logan Campbell Centre back to Mount Eden at like 11:30, 12 at night, freezing my ass off because it was the middle of winter. And yeah.
I'm sick
times.
I'm sick and embarrassed, but like low-key stoked for you because it would have been like, I'm so hot, I'm so sweaty, but then like the sweat sticks to the t-shirt and you're like, no.
And you're just like, and there's so many people around you and you think it's a great idea to take my top off that doesn't work. And and I literally was waving around and that's it. I'm surprised, lucky we didn't have phones and shit back then because I used to crowd surf and that all the time. And I'd be like, my phone would have been gone. I had no money back then anyway, so don't worry about wallets.
And you would, when you were walking home, people would have thought you were doing the walk of shame. Like, not even kidding. I think the other day, on my birthday, actually, we were heading up to Kitty Falls, and there was a guy on the main road, Lincoln Road, no shirt on, but had like full jeans on and boots, and I just was like, that's random. Like he's got no shirt on, but he's full like from down here. It just reminded me of that story you just said. So, gosh, hilarious. I can't think of any embarrassing. Well, No, just moments of just being highly intoxicated. Not that I'm encouraging that, but good time, and you save up for those moments. Can't see
I
I
remember for my 16th birthday, I went to Big Day Out. It was Rage Against the Machine. There was it was like all the bands that I really liked. And there's a group of us that were going, and so I was like stoked. 19th January, Big Day Out. It's on my birthday. How cool is this? And we were young and dumb, and we were getting into underage drinking and other paraphernalia. And so the guy Tony James was meant to get all of that stuff for us.
Yeah.
Not the alcohol, but the other stuff.
Yeah.
And the day before, his parents find it all at the house. So he's now grounded, not allowed to go to Big Day Out. And they flush it all down the toilet. So but we didn't know, because this is before cell phones. We all had landlines. He didn't ring us, didn't tell us. So we're all at the meeting point up at Mount Smart Road, just off it. Going, where is he? Where is he? Didn't turn up. So we waited an hour. He never showed. So we went to the gig, and we couldn't drink because we couldn't take anything in there. So we did the whole thing sober, which is fine. But we were super pissed about it because we didn't. And then we finally caught up with him at school a couple of days later, when school started. He was like, nah, it would have been a good gig anyway. It was just a waste of money. We'd all put $100 in. And so we had lost all that stuff. 1996 was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so that's a distinct memory that's just come flooding back.
Big Day Out. I reckon that they should make a comeback, I reckon.
Even just one off.
Yeah, I reckon just one off as well, because I think in that back end of the 90s, that's when all the good bands were there. That's when Groove Armada, all of that, and then once it started to hit the 2000s, that's when it started to lose its touch a little bit, eh?
Yeah, they showed a photo, I think in 2000, Mount Smart packed.
Yeah.
And then the last Big Day Out, it was a quarter full. You didn't even, how they used to segregate things?
Yeah.
Didn't have to, because everyone was just this small little group in front of the stage. And it just became such a non-viable, because they were giving away tickets. They couldn't, people wouldn't buy them. They were literally having to give them away.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully we're out of lockdown so we can enjoy some live music. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for some live music this summer. But I don't even think there's been any advertising for any gigs. But I know that Channel was saying R&V will. Their push for everyone being vaccinated is the key at the moment, so then they can go ahead, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder how much money they'll lose if they don't go ahead. Damn.
Surely they'll have insurance.
They would have to, right? They would have
a gig that size, you would think that they would.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger every year. I was going to say, what are you up to this weekend, bro? It's a long weekend.
Running. I'm going to be running with Jenna. Yeah. So we'll be doing a little bit of running. I don't really know. I might try and finish one of my other books. My Broncos are playing in about 2 hours against the Cleveland Browns. So I might watch a bit of that today. I think, today is, this weekend, probably I'll just react to whatever's happening. I don't think I've got anything actually planned.
Yeah. Same. Reacting to wherever the wind blows. But it is a long weekend, apparently. Not that.
We're meant to be at Nationals.
That's what was supposed to be on. I was like this week, I'm sure there's something on this weekend. I'm sure there was something
Nationals.
on this weekend. Team
Nationals was meant to be this weekend.
Damn. What's everyone up to for the long weekend? Hope that it is some type of sunshine. Mate, the trampoline's still standing there. I'm very surprised. Very, very surprised.
Well, it is meant to fine up this afternoon.
That's what it... That's I don't
what it says. It's meant to be blowy, but all the rain will be gone by about lunchtime. Yeah, 11 a.m. The rain should stop about 9, 10 o'clock, and then it goes just to wind and then it'll be sunny about 7, and then windy all night, and then sunny tomorrow for a little bit, and then windy.
And that is your news and weather from the 808 Breakfast Band. I'll round us up for quote of the day so we can get on with the day. Pick a number, bro, between 56 and 70, but it can't be 58 or 62 or 66.
64.
Nice.
Hope it's small.
Yes, it is. 64. To be upset over what you don't have is to waste what you do have. Very amicable for me today. Can't waste my time being shitty just because I'm, second day in menstrual cycle. It is what it is. Quick note. Apparently, if you say SOCKS, say it fast, SOCKS means it is what it is in Spanish. So if you spell socks, SOCKS.
SOCKS.
Yeah, so like, something happens and SOCKS is like, it is what it is. Random TikTok that I just saw. And I was like, oh, I'm going to use that. Anyways, hope everyone has a good weekend this weekend. Stay safe, stay warm. Be kind to yourself. We're nearly at, we have day 52 of our 75 hard. I am counting down the days. We are on, but yeah, all my love for the weekend, all my love for the day ahead. But yeah,